Hi guys. So, the adorable, beautiful, sweet Amber from Amazing Book Reviews tagged me about almost 2 months ago to do the childhood tag, and I just realized I never did it. So I'm going to do that. I'm so sorry, sweetheart, for all of you that are not subscribed to Amber. Definitely go check out Amazing Book Reviews. She is just sweet, sweet girl. So here are the questions. My favorite childhood book. Well, darn, it's right behind me. Um, it is a Strawberry Shortcake book. I can't exactly remember the title, but I loved Shortcake and Fraggle Rock books when I was a kid. Favorite year in elementary school. My favorite year in elementary school was probably first grade. I was supposed to skip first grade. My teacher just thought that I had already learned these things at home. My mom was really great at teaching me. I learned how to read when I was 2.5 years old. So I knew a lot of things that kindergarten and first graders did not know when I walked in school. Um, but my mom didn't want me to skip a year because I already was so much younger than a lot of people in my class. Um, so I think like I forget what the turnaround was. The only people that were younger than me were people born in July and August. So there were people almost a year older than me in my grade. So if I would have skipped that year, I would have been 2 years behind most people socially. So my mom was just worried about that. Um, so first grade was fun for me because I didn't really have to work that hard. It was like play to me because I already knew everything. Best friend as a kid. My best friend as a kid was a girl named Megan. She lived next door. Um, she lived there until I was about 14. Her mother passed from colon cancer at the age of 37 or 8. She was like my second mom, and it was like the first traumatic thing that's ever truly happened to me. Um, Actually, I think until I was 15. I think it was 2000. Um, but Megan and I did cheerleading together, and she was only 6 or 7 months younger than me, but she was a grade behind me. We were just really close, and she was the exact opposite as me. She had blonde hair and dark eyes, and I had dark hair and light eyes. So, worst haircut as a kid. Kindergarten, I randomly decided to tell my mom I wanted to have my hair cut short. So I had my hair cut short like a boy, and I didn't think I looked bad, but I know it was a bad haircut. Favorite childhood TV show? Fraggle Rock, The Muppets, Strawberry Shortcake, Gem, Perfect Strangers, Family Matters, all kinds of stuff like that. Favorite school field trip? Um, Favorite school field trip? I didn't. Oh, Greenfield Village. If you're from Michigan or you know anything about it, it is Henry Ford Museum and Greenfield Village are combined, and um, it is pretty much a village that was created in Victorian, not Victorian, but 1800s times, and they act it out, and you go into different places and you do activities you would if you lived then, and it's really cool. And then the Henry Ford Museum, of course, is based on Henry Ford, who created the assembly line. And it's really interesting, and it's probably only about 30 to 40 minutes from my hometown. Favorite childhood movie? Pee Wee Herman's Big Adventure. I love Pee Wee Herman. I know he's weird, but I just think he's awesome. Worst childhood trouble. Um, I never got into trouble that often. I did talk back. I will not act like an angel because I did talk back to my parents. Um, but I do remember one time talking back to my mom in the car, and she reached over and slapped me across the face, and that was the last time I think that I truly did that. Worst childhood memory. I don't know if this is counting like teen years. I guess that's childhood. As I mentioned before, losing my best friend's mom was very hard for me. It actually is still hard for me. Um, it's very hard to talk about. And at times, I think because you're young, you want to feel like no one understands you. You don't want to believe that your parents are the ones that truly understand you, so you reach out to other adult figures in your life, and that was what her mom was to me. She truly treated me like I was her daughter, and I do feel in some sense like I lost my mother. I love my mom, but I also loved her too as a motherly figure, and she's with me every day. So, biggest childhood fear. My biggest childhood fear was that, um, hmm, I always feared failing at something. Um, since I was the oldest and my brother had learning disabilities and stuff like that, I felt very pressured to be the good kid, the smart kid. My parents didn't necessarily put that pressure on me, I did. So I guess I just feared failing something I tried. Or, I took a few different kind of classes in high school and I didn't do as well as I usually do in classes. Um, I kind of, obviously I got over that fear and allowed myself to do that. But I never feared like, you know, the boogeyman or anything. If anything, I was more afraid of clowns than anything. Until this day, I don't like clowns. But that is the childhood tag. Thank you, Amber, for tagging me. I hope you guys learned something about me other than the typical, I read this. What are you reading? So, if you want to do the childhood tag, feel free to do it. I'm sure people have done it already. It was months ago. But happy reading. Stay gorgeous, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.